Hello, everybody. This is Ryan here with a little bit of a preview. I don't normally do this for Sandbox Finals. I thought it'd be nice to maybe do a rundown of the team before the game starts and kind of talk through the plan. We're about technically 9 minutes out from the start of the game, so hopefully this will be enough time to go over things. So this is the team this week. So we've got a Scraggy. This is Roselli Berry Scraggy with Terra Bug. I ran Terra Bug last week, and it coincidentally looked pretty good again this week, mostly just for the fighting resistance. Burst's team has some good... The Roselli Berry lets me not be forced to Terra every time a play rough comes out or anything. Like, with the Roselli Berry, I live a play rough from Fanfi, for example, things like that. I'm running a pretty offensive Scraggy. Normally, I've been running Scraggy very defensive all season, but last time I ran more like defensive Scraggy into Burst. It did not do enough damage, so I decided to go a little bit more offensive. We're also running Encore in our last slot this week, which I thought might be really, really nice. Intimidate is the ability, is just really good. A lot of physical threats on the team. And I need to make sure that I'm punishing not having clear amulet, running Eviolite, that kind of thing on those physical mons. Next we have Growlithe. This is actually the same set I had last week as well, are pretty similar. I changed the Terra type to Terra Grass, and the EV spread's a little different. But this is a support Growlithe. It looked really good in the builder. Will-O-Wisp plus Snarl plus Heatwave plus Protect just did really, really well here. It's likely going to be the Terra Pokemon most games, if I had to take a guess. And I am optimistic that this will probably come every game. You typically in Little Cup want to bring your Eviolite mon every game. I realize that this beats a lot of big threats and is able to 1v1 some pretty problematic Pokemon this week. Next is Poplio, which is Terra Dragon with Wakanberry. With the Wakanberry, it lives one Thunderbolt from, like, a modest Magnemite. If it's, like, Specs, I might still buy through it, but if you're Specs, I'm screwed anyway if don't have my Terra available. Terra Dragon's a little interesting. I mostly need this to resist Grass and Electric, because of Magnemite and a potential Rowlet. Rowlet, I think, is likely coming this game. It did not come last time. I think it's coming this time. So I thought the Terra Dragon would be nice. I know there's going to be probably a lot of Fairy Tech coverage, but I think Poplio can handle it. Pretty standard offensive set. Nothing really super special. Max attack, quiet nature, so it's min speed. Hyper Voice just does a number on this team. Like, even with Terras, Hyper Voice can usually do it can do 70% even with like full investment on a lot of his stuff. It's just really strong into this team, and it's definitely going to be one of our main cleanup Pokemon. Next is Chingling. We're running it Cloak with Terra Ground, Trick Room, Psychic, Knockoff, Protect. Pretty standard stuff. I considered running more utility like moves on it, but I think Knockoff is actually going to be a really key move here to develop a game plan. Originally, I was looking at stuff like Hypnosis in that slot and Helping Hand and things, and Energy Ball to hit a couple of as like a tech move, but I realized that like realistically, Knockoff is just going to give me the most value on this thing more than likely, in terms of information. Pretty standard Trick Room. It's pretty much max defensive, with a little bit of special defense. Terra Ground is just because if it is Magnemite as the lead Pokemon, that will allow me, I can Terra Ground and then eat any hit from any Pokemon, basically, and get my Trick Room up. The only taunt user on the team is Crawdaunt, which I don't think is super likely to come. So you have to lead, like, Crawdaunt Magnemite, which our standard leads handle pretty well. So yeah, that's the Chingling set this week. Nothing too crazy. Graveard's probably the weirdest bring this week. Is that shiny or is that just female? I don't know. Anyway, I do have one intentional shiny Pokemon. Terra Normal, mostly for mind games, honestly. Also, he's been running Terra Blast Ghost Magnemite like every week, which is fair. AV is the item, and then notably I'm running Pickup instead of running Fluffy. I'm hoping to bait Fennekin game 1 really hard. I'm actually going to be leading, almost guaranteed I'll be leading Greavard Chingling game 1. This AV set's really nice for just, like, it essentially needs to trade 1-to-1. Its goal is to eliminate a threat. It's really good at beating Fennekin, Metatite, and Magnemite if it doesn't Terra. And that's kind of its primary purpose. It's really bad into, like, an Eviolite Fanfi and things like that. So I don't know if it's going to come every game, but it's really, really strong, and I think the surprise factor of not being fluffy is going to be a huge boon. Last is Shroomish, the goat. This is Toxic Orb and the mascot. This is a Toxic Orb set to heal. Kind of a bulky Fake Tears plus Giga Drain. Giga Drain actually does pretty well into most of the mons on this team, and especially after a Fake Tears drop, when I have mostly special offense this week, I think is going to be really nice. I don't know exactly how often this is going to come. It kind of is going to... Chingling's going to come a game, or it's going to be Shroomish. It depends on which of the two is... Like, it depends on if Trick Room is better, or if it's better to just, like, Intimidate, Pivot, nerf with Growlithe, and then try to get Spores and Fake Tears off to try to win that way. So a lot of it just depends on what game plans look like. But this... I went with Terra Fairy. It's just, like, a good neutral Terra type. Not a lot to it, nothing crazy. And I think that's everything. So Burst has messaged me asking about starting. So we're gonna get this finals going here. Alright. My Terra is Scraggy is Bug, Growlithe is Grass, Greavard Normal, Chingling Ground, Poplio Dragon, Shroomish Fairy. Yep. All correct. So, yeah. I'm excited for this finals. I have made Sandbox finals before. This is my second time. Really hoping to get the win here. Even if I don't win, it's been a pretty tremendous season. This has been one of my strongest Draft League seasons literally ever. But I think we have okay odds at taking the gold here. Burst team is really scary. I actually... I was the one who told Burst to get the Magnemite as a trade, and man, did that just make my life way harder. In my team, I haven't done any trading or anything all season. So there's definitely a little bit of matchup advantage there on Burst's side. So I had to get a little bit creative in terms of figuring out, okay, how do I make something that's different enough and still, like, actually good to win with? And we'll see how many choices I come to be chill with and how many I regret. So at this point, we're just waiting for Burst. It's a little bit of a crazy one. Originally, I was gonna have Geodude on this team, actually, fun fact. But Geodude did not do what it needed to in the builder. Okay, Burst is struggling with Stream. Okay, searching though. That was fast. I guess we're both CST. Okay. So... Okay. All right. Apparently Burst's stream is private right now, according to the admin of the Draft League. Hold on. Okay. So, now we wait a little bit. I'm in a mindset of I'm gonna win this, I think. We've had really good sets all throughout the season, and I feel very confident in this team. And I feel like the Mons that are on the team this week are a lot of the Mons that have carried the season on their back. Okay. Stream is public now, apparently. And sorry, by the way, for all the rambling. I'm not editing this video. Is what it is. You're dealing with Ryan. It's going to be a little low quality. And I'd apologize, but I have things to do that aren't editing videos, so... Cool. Just going to ask if Burst is ready for Terras. And we'll get started here in just a second. Okay. It is mostly the Mons I expected. No, what Mon is missing that I'm excited about? No Fanfi is honestly massive. That's so good for me. Okay. Okay. Definitely a faster game plan here. I love Grievard here in the lead. It goes crazy. Trick Room for sure. Yeah, definitely Grievard Chingling on lead. Now I need to think about what I want in the back a little bit. I might be preserving Terra on Poplio from the look of it. Yeah, Poplio Terra goes kind of bananas here, so I think I bring that. Now, Growlithe is kind of interesting. Growlithe beats a lot. I don't know if it beats enough. I don't know if I bring Scraggy or Growlithe here. Depends on the likelihood of the Rowlet, honestly. There's not really ground coverage. We'll go Growlithe for this first game, and hope I don't regret not going Scraggy, I think. Cutiefly Terra Ground is kind of interesting. I wasn't actually expecting the Cutiefly into me, mostly because like I run kind of a slower team. Tailwind tends to do pretty. I don't find Tailwind is not an especially effective strategy into the kind of comp I have. Burst might time out here. Okay, didn't time out. If we saw a Rowlet Cutiefly lead, that would have been a timeout. So there's some kind of loop being thrown here, which is good. Cutiefly Meditite, great. This is honestly pretty simple then. I'm gonna click Trick Room. I think it's pretty safe too. There is bug coverage, I guess I should worry about. I mean, I can scout. I can always... What's the Terra on Meditite? Meditite's Terra Fire? Okay. Here's what we'll go ahead and do. Does Stomping Tantrum plus... Because I actually think this might be... Hold on. Stomping Tantrum into Sneak might kill. So we'll go Stomping Tantrum, and we'll actually protect this turn in case it's an immediate Terra Fire. Yeah! Okay. Cool. Chingling protects. Oh, fake out. Okay. Bug Buzz also into Chingling. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. And we get a Stomping Tantrum off. Little over half, which is really good, honestly. Let me check something real quick. Sorry, Terra Fire. Okay. This is the Eviolite. Okay, so Meditite's actually the Eviolite Pokemon. Here. So we'll put that in our calculator. That's kind of unlike... I'm kind of surprised, honestly. We will go here for a Shadow Sneak into Cutifly to break Sash. We're going to swap in Growlithe. Cool. Okay. Corphish is not exactly the mon I want to see, but I do get to confirm whether it's Hyper Cutter or Adaptability. Intimidate goes off, so it's Adaptability. Okay, good to know. Growlithe eats it. Okay, I could commit Terra Grass, but it feels terrible to do that. Okay. How much do I do to a Cutifly with Grievard? Is really the... Or can I kill Cutifly with Grievard? I think I can. With... Phantom Force is a 2-turn move, though. That's kind of awkward. We'll Shadow Sneak, I guess. Shadow Sneak, and we'll just go for Protect here, I think. I don't want to Terra... I think because it should be Bug Buzz, like Aqua Jet. Oh, okay. We're fine with this. Even closer to dead on the Cutifly. Moonblast comes out, doesn't do a lot. Grievard is AV this week, baby. Cool. Sweet. Now here we Shadow Sneak. And then... I don't know if I swap Growlithe out or not. I could... I'm tempted to just go back to Chingling to set up for Trick Room, which I think I'm just going to go ahead and do. Right now, Popplio is looking really good here. And I think Grievard's been pretty oppressive on this lead. Corphish switches. Okay. Meditite comes back out, which is fine. Cutifly protects into the Shadow Sneak. Now we end up in basically a copy of what happened earlier, but it's way in my advantage. Because we just Shadow Sneak again into that slot. No reason to reinvent the wheel, and we click Trick Room. Okay. I like free damage, so Corphish comes out. It's going to take some chip. Hopefully decent chip. Drain Punch. Doesn't do a lot, and we get our Trick Room off. Okay. Now this turn is fun. What do I want to do here? I can Stomping Tantrum Meditite and probably just get a kill on it. Is there a switch for that? We don't know, I suppose. How much does Chingling do to Corphish? I also wouldn't mind finding out Corphish item. Chingling does a lot of damage to Corphish, and doesn't KO in return from the look of it. What I'd want to do here... We'll go kind of obvi. I'm going to knock off and figure out the item on Corphish. Okay, we got our Stomping Tantrum off. We kill Meditite. That's a huge deal. We're going to knock off Corphish's item. Okay, Grievard goes down, but I think Grievard did plenty of work here. Lumberry. Okay. Good to know. Do I want to go Growlithe here or Popplio? I think I go Popplio. Fennekin comes out. Yeah, so this is a free Hyper Voice, I believe. Hyper Voice plus Psychic, I think, is pretty free here. Don't have to overthink this turn. We just want to make the most of our Trick Room turns. Jeez Louise. That is so much damage. Chingling should just kill. Yeah. We still have Terra and 3 Mons on the field. And we have Trick Room right now. Cutiefly is around. And we discover Last Mon here. Oh, Last Mon was Cutiefly. Right. Alright. That's GG's for game 1. Really good. Really good. Very solid performance by the team. Okay, we're 1-0 going into game 2. I think we set ourselves up for a win super well there. We now know item on Corfish as well as Lumberry. I'm kind of curious what the plan for game 2 is at this stage. Pivot to Shroomish game 2 was not really that out of the question, I don't think. Chingling actually did some really good damage and did a lot and pulled its weight in utility there. I don't want to get... I'm actually going to lead Growlithe Grievard this game with Chingling Poplio in the back. So we won't lead Trick Room this time. I think Growlithe on lead just seems really good. Doesn't seem to have a lot for that. Because I can Snarl, I get Intimidates off, I can pivot through other Pokemon pretty well. And I think that we're in a pretty okay spot going into this game too. I was super happy with Grievard last game. Grievard kind of had a specific purpose this game, and it delivered on it. Okay, Rowlet Meditite is kind of a great lead for Grievard and Growlithe, I think. Okay, we got our Intimidate off, which is awesome. Clear Amulet on the Rowlet's good to know. What's Rowlet's Terra? Rowlet's Terra Water. I think I'm just gonna Shadow Sneak. Actually, maybe I won't Shadow Sneak. Do I Phantom Force here? I can also Play Rough, which is kind of a good neutral play, I think. I think Play Rough is smart. I don't think you have Terra the Meditite immediately in this position. So I'm going to Play Rough, and I'm just going to protect Growlithe for a turn. We'll also be able to scout here for if it's Terra Water Rowlet. Okay. Immediate Terra Water on the Rowlet, then? Yeah. Okay, glad I protected. Fake out into Growlithe, yep. Knocks off the Assault Vest, which is fine. Yeah, that's definitely in sneak range. Okay, Shadow Sneak, Meditite slot. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not overly concerned about this Rowlet. I can Wisp it, honestly. I'm gonna just Wisp it. Let's make it not a problem. Just because it's Terra Water doesn't mean that it has Terra Blast Water, you know? Pick up Metatite early, which is always good. See if Growlithe is faster. Not faster. Okay, just goes for the kill on Grievard. Crit. Doesn't matter. But Grievard took out Metatite, which was its primary objective, and we get our Wisp off. Cool. We got our Chingling in. Magnemite comes out. Okay. And Chingling comes out. Okay, this is kind of a tough turn. And it might be better to scout it, potentially. Here's the thing. I actually don't want Trick Room up this turn. I want to get Magnemite out of the game more than I want that. So I'm actually going to click Knock. That'll also reveal item. Knock and Heat Wave here. Growlithe eats any one hit from this Magnemite, and it's potentially slow. And Poplio in the back can clean up most things. Okay, it's a Volt Switch. Faster than Growlithe doesn't mean a lot, but we do get a knockoff and knockoff Heat Wave into the Corphish, which is actually kind of nice, because that means we can Will-O-Wisp it. Good damage. Okay. Let's think about the mons that we know. So there's 3 Pokemon left. Rowlet's not doing any damage. Corphish is not going to be in a great spot here. Aqua Jet probably does kill Growlithe, is kind of the issue. But we locked off Lumberry, so we can Will-O-Wisp that slot. If I get Trick Room up, I think Terra Dragon Poplio is like the cleaner for this game. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click Trick Room. I'm actually just gonna go for the Will-O-Wisp. Does this kill? Yeah, it does. Honestly, I think this is okay. Knock's not going to do that much, yeah. We got our Trick Room off. Poplio comes out. We don't Terra Dragon immediately. So what I want to do here is I want to Psychic and then Blast. Yeah. Just kill the Corphish, get it out of the way. It's the scariest mon. Okay. Oh, punished a little bit. Oh, double protect. Okay, that's actually good for us. We're fine with that. Now, he can pivot into Magnemite, now knowing what I'm going for on that slot, because if I do the same turn, again, Magnemite eats that pretty well. And I'm okay punishing Rowlet here. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to still Psychic, because I want to break a Sturdy. I'm going to click Hyper Voice, in case that there's a cheeky Magnemite switch. Oh my gosh. Oh, I forgot to Terra Dragon. Oh, this could be bad. Kill? Okay. Did we get a Leaf Blade out into Poplio? If we did, I might die. Oh, frick. Come on, hit only twice. Okay, that's game 2. I think, unless Chingling is able to solo it, Well, I mean, maybe, actually, honestly. It's not likely, but we can get some good information this game. Magnemite does just win from here, but we want to get info, so I'm going to knock off Magnemite. Figure out the item. Is it Scarf? Joy Scarf, okay. Goes for Volt Switch. Does just kill, dang. Okay. We lose game 2. I think we actually played some of the lead stuff okay there. Now it's just a matter of trying to figure out how essential was Chingling there. I don't think Chingling was that essential. I don't think I need Trick Room to win. Okay. If you Terra Water on the Rowlet, like if I can bait that again, then Shroomish goes in. I think in general it looks like Shroomish goes in. Yeah, Magnemite's Terra goes. So Shroomish can actually kind of like win here. I just have to be smart about it. Graveyard's primary job has been to on-lead bully stuff, and it's done a pretty good job at that. I wonder if that time is through, though, and I need to lead Scraggy Growlithe. I don't want to overcorrect. Right now, I'm thinking these 4 Mons win. I need to play my Terra a little better this game. Poplio still needs to come. Do I want Graveyard in the back? No. Alright. Let's see how we do here. Double Intimidate lead. Meditite Rowlet again. With a double Intimidate, this Meditite is doing 0 damage. Alright. Scraggy is in a weird spot because I don't want to die to like a dual wing beat. I mostly just want to click knockoff. Actually, I'm going to fake it out. And then I'm going to go for the Willow, I think. I could fake out and just go for Heat Wave, too. Do you burn Terra this early burst? Okay. Fake out into Growlithe. I get a fake out into that. Okay. Nobody Terra'd yet. Problem is I can't Terra on Scraggy here. Scraggy should eat a hit, is the thing. I'm not scared of this Meditite at -2. We're gonna do this. Well, good thing I clicked Heat Wave. Dang. Not a great Oko. But if I kill Rowlet here, I like position a lot. Cool. And we get a burn! Let's... Dude, Growlithe's so good! Growlithe the carry. Okay. I think we have advantage with how we just traded quite a bit. We're going to go Shroomish here 100% of the time. Okay, Corphish comes out. I am going to Terra Grass the... Okay. Corphish is actually Terra Water as well. So I can just Giga Drain here on it. I can also try to Spore the Meditite slot. There's a lot of options here. Okay, we know what kind of Corphish it is. So how much does it take? It takes so much from Giga Drain, guys. It's gonna do that and Protect. Oh, we got taunted, right? We'll burn Terra. We can't afford to take excess damage on Growlithe, is kind of all it boils down to, really. Poplio has Wakan for the... Ah, we clicked Giga Drain, man. Good chip. Almost a KO. Sword Stance does not save you here, man. Awesome. Okay. We click Heat Wave, Giga Drain. Actually, I think we just click Heat Wave. I think just Heat Wave kills it. And we can actually swap Shroomish out so it can guaranteed get a Spore on the last guy. So we'll swap that out and we'll click Heat Wave here. That should kill. Or do I Snarl again? I don't know if Snarl is, if it's more closer in Snarl range or Heat Wave. We'll just Heat Wave. It's fine. Okay, Poplio comes in. Corphish protects. We get a Heat Wave off. Does like 0 damage. We've positioned ourselves really, really, really well here, I think. Because now Growlithe also is no longer taunted, which is awesome, but it doesn't matter. We're clicking that and that. Yeah. Hyper Voice should kill both Meditite and... like... I think our position here is really, really good. Okay. Terra on the Corphish, I presume. Terra Water. So Terra Water Aqua Jet coming out, presumably. I don't think that kills Poplio. Yeah. We're alive. Nice. Both mons die. Terra is burnt. I think we got it, team. I think we fucking got it. I'm always on the last mon, always be prepared for last mon, but I mean, this is looking extremely good. Yeah, last mon's Magnemite. Cool. We protect once, click Snarl. Electroweb comes out. Does hardly anything to Growlithe. He's choice locked into that, yeah. That's game. That's fucking game, guys. I'm gonna switch in the Shroomish, because it deserves it. Shroomish, get on in here, bud. You get to be in the final turn, I think, of the Sandbox Draft League. I am super proud of how I played that set. Beautiful. All right. Y'all, I finally, after so many years of playing Draft League, have my first finals win. I am super happy that I'm the Season 4 Sandbox champion. GG's to Burst. Super well prepped, crazy well played. That is the kind of set you want for your Game 3 finals. That was absolutely incredible. I will catch you all next time, and I'm looking forward. Keep an eye out. I will be doing a Sandbox season retrospective. Peace, and thank you all for watching. Goodbye.